Hi guys, today we discuss about Azure Compute. Azure Compute includes services that run code, applications, and workloads from virtual machine to serverless functions. Azure Compute is on-demand, scalable, pay-as-you-use. So on-demand, whenever we want, we can create virtual machine and we can utilize. And scalable, we can increase virtual machines and pay-as-you-use. And so as per the usage, we can pay. Azure Compute. Main Azure Compute services are virtual machines, Azure virtual machines. It comes as a IaaS, infrastructure as a service to run Windows or Linux VMs. Use cases, lift and shift workloads, custom OS and software, legacy applications. VM types are general purpose BD series, compute optimized F series, memory optimized GE and M series, GPU N series. High availability. High avail- High availability, we use availability sets, availability zones, scale sets, virtual machine scale sets. Um, Next, Azure Virtual Machine Scale Set, VMSS, automatically scales VMs, features auto scale based on CPU memory, load balancer integration, high availability, example minimum 2 VMs, maximum 10 VMs. Third one, Azure App Service. It comes as a PaaS service, platform as a service. Fully managed web hosting service. Fully managed means Azure will manage servers and we only have to manage the front end. Supports web apps, API apps, mobile apps, languages .NET, Java, Python, Node.js, PHP. No OS management, built-in auto scaling. Azure Functions. Azure Functions are serverless, run code without managing servers. So many servers would not, customer don't manage and only Azure manage backend. So just you have to run you can run only code. Triggers triggers HTTP triggers. What it triggers is HTTP timer, blob, event grid. Best for event driven apps, microservices, automation. So any event that happens that should trigger any alert. So in that case, we use Azure Functions and microservices that are Kubernetes and containers. So in that case, we use this one Azure Functions. So whenever we want to do any automation, we use Azure Functions. Azure Container Instances, ACI. Run containers without Kubernetes. Fast startup, simple workloads. Azure Kubernetes Service. Managed Kubernetes Service. Use cases microservices, container orchestration, CI/CD integration. Key components: node pools, pods, services, ingress. Azure Batch. Large scale parallel job processing used for media rendering, scientific simulations, data processing. Compute service comparison. Virtual machines type IaaS. Best for full control. VM scale set IaaS. Best for auto scaling. App service PaaS. Best for web and APIs. Functions serverless. Best for event based. ACI containers. Best for simple containers. AKS containers. Enterprise microservices. Best for enterprise microservices. Azure Compute Architecture example. So VM scale set, app services or AKS. Above that, load balancer. Next, application gateway. Next up, Azure front door. Next, internet. Pricing factors. VM pricing depends on VM size, OS, Linux cheaper than Windows, region, reserved instances, spot VMs, Cost optimization. Auto shutdown VMs. Use reserved instances. Use spot VMs for non-critical jobs. So cost, if you want to optimize the cost and we have to set auto shutdown and use reserved instances. When you use these reserved instances, and it cost very less. So we have to reserve for 3 years, 1 year like that. Use spot VMs for non-critical jobs. Any non-critical jobs are there. If you use spot VM, so it will reduce the cost. Azure Compute interview questions. You have to remember VM with app service. App service with AKS. Functions was logic apps. EMSS was AKS. Availability sets with availability zone. So this we have to remember.